Smoke coming on again on the orders of Jez Hopkinson.
So, Jez, can you tell us when and how did you first get into flying?
That's a good question, Sarah. I first got the idea of wanting to fly when I was at school up at Sedbergh on the Lake District border with Scotland, and we used to watch the Jet Provost from the RAF flying low level through the valleys. So all through my 13, 14, 15-year-old period, I wanted to join the Air Force. So eventually after university, joined the Air Force and started flying with them. Well, the Yakovlevs was born really out of the number of Russian aircraft coming into the UK. We'd just bought two of them. We'd had a 52 two-seater and a single-seat Yak-50, and we just kept adding to them. So from the humble beginnings of two aircraft in the early 90s, we're now a six-ship in 2014. So it's that's where it's really come from. The single-seat Yak-50, very highly performant, big engines on it, so it can climb so hard you just rotate and almost climb at about 60 degrees. Fast, sexy, very well harmonised, and you're on your own in there, so you can just do what you like. So my favourite aircraft without doubt is the Yak-50. Because you've got six aircraft, you can't just throw together a few manoeuvres, so we start by deciding what is the new manoeuvre we're going to put into the display. Our display is modular anyway, so what we do is we can take something out, put it back in a different format. So first of all, I'll go up and try it, and then we'll get two aircraft doing it together, then we'll bring in the third aircraft, then we'll do it as a four-ship, and eventually we'll do it as a six-ship, and then we'll bring it down from whatever altitude. So to start with, we'll be doing it at about 1,500 feet, and eventually we'll have it down at 300 feet, which is where we do most of our aerobatics. So changing a manoeuvre and putting it into the display can actually take anything up to about 6 weeks. One of the nicest manoeuvres is the barrel roll. It's big and graceful as you pull up, roll the aircraft over, and you can do a tight barrel roll, a loose barrel roll, left or right, and that's a beautiful manoeuvre. However, the hardest manoeuvre I think that we do is the Lomjevac, which is a negative flick. As you pull up into the vertical, you tumble the aircraft, and I think that's a great manoeuvre as well. One's a very simple manoeuvre but hard to execute correctly. The other is a very exciting manoeuvre, relatively easy to do, but very spectacular when seen from the ground. Most people think that we just jump in the aircraft and go off flying. It probably works out about 10 hours on the ground for every 1 hour of flying. We have to really prepare in the way of knowing what the manoeuvres are going to be. And of course, before any flight, we always walk the display. So you'll see us walking around the hangar or walking around the area we're going to display, all jumping around, having our hands in the air, practicing as a six-ship, and it does look a bit like a dance, but it's very, very important so that everybody knows where they're going to be. Having six aircraft in the same piece of sky at any one time is quite a serious thing, and it's a lot of potential for people to make a mistake. So the more we know on the ground, the more we train on the ground, the easier it is in the air.
Can you tell us why you've chosen Bigatmos as your preferred sunglasses?
Obviously, wearing sunglasses as a pilot is incredibly important. And there are many different types out there, whether they're Serengeti or Randolph. The great thing about Bigatmo is that they are state-of-the-art. They're incredibly modern with their technology. The NXT lens, which are the ones that we use, and the Ultra lens, is so clear and so good for flying that it really does highlight cloud and gives us a lot more definition. They're incredibly lightweight, so when you're actually wearing them, we find them very, very comfortable, either flying or not, in all conditions, whether there's good visibility or there's poor visibility. And they're really cool looking, which is really good. As you know, being a pilot, we've got to look cool, and so that's why we like them. And the team at Bigatmo work really hard to make sure that we're always looked after. Obviously making sure that when we fly with the helmet that we have gel seals at the side. We find them really comfortable, and as I said, they're so light that we have no trouble with them. I actually do a lot of skydiving, so I use them for skydiving as well, and they don't fall off. They're very, very comfortable. They don't allow too much air to stream through the eyes. And again, it's the lens that's very, very comfortable on the eye, whether you're in strong sunlight in Florida, where I do most of my jumping, or if I do it in the UK, where it's not quite so sunny. So yeah, I love them. I think they're brilliant. How do we make the display stay in the same place depending on the wind? So for myself, it's more about ensuring that I keep my display crowd center, with the wind coming from the left or to the right, from the front to the back. We always have to adapt it to keep it moving so that it stays right in front of the crowd. Our big motive really is we make the very easy look good. We don't want to work too hard in the air so that when things go wrong, we've got no capacity. So it's more important that we have a simple display that really works well, but we work hard on it.
Jez, when can we see your next spectacular air show?
Well, it's the end of the season now. Here we are in December 2013. We're just getting ready for the 2014 season. We're hopefully off to India with the 6th ship and to China, but we'll probably be starting the warm-up and to get ourselves ready in the end of March, early April. And obviously all the Bigatmo team will be coming down to make sure that they come flying with us.